and welcome to Glitz and Grace, a place for millennials trying to figure out their careers, faith, and life. My name is Nicole Nyasha, a recruitment consultant by day, a career coach, blogger, and YouTuber by night. In today's video, I'm sharing 10 practical steps you should follow if you ever lose your job. As a recruitment consultant, I speak and meet with people on a daily basis who've lost their jobs, been laid off, and are just confused, overwhelmed because they don't know what to do next. And the mistake a lot of people make is the moment they lose their jobs, they quickly update their resumes, go online and apply for as many jobs as possible because they just want to get a job. And that is the wrong way. So this is a good video for you to watch, save, bookmark, and keep. You never know when you might need it. I'm going to share 10 practical steps you can take immediately from the moment you lose your job. The first thing you want to do is work on your mindset. Being jobless does not mean you're worthless. So stop feeling discouraged, sad, disappointed. It happens. People lose their jobs every day. Don't get discouraged. Instead, what you should do is believe that this happened for a reason and something good will come out of it. Once you've come to terms with what has happened, the next thing you want to do is let your family and friends know. Now, I know there's a lot of stigma and negativity surrounding being unemployed, losing your job. I don't know why, and it honestly doesn't make sense to me because it's part and parcel of our lives. People lose their job. And so that's why it's so important for you to work on your mindset first, because if your mindset is right, if you know that your worth is not tied to a job, then you're not going to feel ashamed telling your family, telling your friends. The journey ahead of you might be a tough one, so you need those family members, you need those friends to be your emotional and financial support. More importantly as well, when you tell your family and friends that you're not working, you don't have a job, they'll stop inviting you for unnecessary outings, dinners, parties, movies, because they understand that for that period of time, you don't have a steady source of income. Focus on what you can control. So immediately look at your variable costs. What are the things that you normally spend on but you don't necessarily have to and can help you save $1 or $2? Instead of going out to eat, buy groceries and cook at home. Now is the time to wake up. Whenever you leave a room, make sure you switch off the lights. Do whatever you can to save costs. Instead of buying coffee every day or tea, make your own coffee at home. You're better off buying reusable cups to make your coffee and tea and making that at home than bringing it with you on the go, than stopping by Starbucks or whatever coffee house and buying coffee. That's an additional $2 to $5 you don't necessarily need to spend. If you have debt, the next thing you want to do is contact your bank and let them know your situation. For whatever it is, your mortgage, your car loan, your credit card, you want to make the minimum amount possible. Your objective at this moment is to reduce your monthly costs. So contact your bank, let them know what's happening, and find out if there's a way to lower your monthly payments. This is the most important step I'm sharing with you today. Go back to the drawing board. Ask yourself, was I really happy in that position? If you ever find yourself in a situation where you've lost your job, it's a great opportunity to take a step back, look at what you've been doing for the past couple of months, past couple of years, and really be truthful to yourself. Ask yourself, was I enjoying this? Was I really happy? Do I want to continue on this same career path? Do I want to get another job in accounting? Whatever it is you are doing, you want to be sure that you really enjoyed it and you want to continue on that path before you even start applying for jobs. Like I mentioned before, the biggest mistake a lot of people make is the moment they lose their jobs, they quickly, first of all, rush to update their resume, and second, they start applying for every and any job that's similar to what they were doing because they just want a job. So before you even start applying for jobs, make sure you've really asked yourself, is this something that I want to do? And if you're sure that it is, then you can move on. You need a high impact resume that will attract recruiters and hiring managers. And this is not something that you should do in a rush. Really take your time. After figuring out what it is you truly want to do, take your time to go through your resume, think about what you've done in the past. What were your accomplishments? What's the value that you can bring to the next position? A resume shouldn't just be a list of tasks. did this, did that, did that. Recruiters and hiring managers already have an idea of what you did based on your job. Focus more on the value that you bring. What is it that you contributed in that company that you were at? What value are you going to bring? It's so important as well when you're updating your resume to look at the jobs that are available online. Go through those job descriptions and make sure your resume is tailored to those positions. So before you apply for any job, check the job description and see if whatever is on the job description tallies with what's on your resume. If not, then you want to have a certain level of alignment. If you've been sleeping on LinkedIn, it's time to wake up. Make sure your profile is optimized. Start engaging with other people's posts. Go to your settings and turn on the notifications so that recruiters know that you're open to new opportunities. A lot of people underestimate the power of LinkedIn. I don't know why. I've personally used LinkedIn to change industries and get a job in a new country. So if you ever find yourself in a situation where you've lost your job, become best friends with LinkedIn. You also want to contact your network. Everybody has a network. It could be people from church, people you worked with in the past, a friend of a friend, whoever you know, that is your network. So if you lose your job, once you've updated your resume, you want to email your updated resume to your network. Let them know that you're back on the market. Give them permission to share your resume and ask them to contact you if they know of any opening. Again, this goes back to the very first step, which is working on your mindset, because a lot of people feel ashamed. They feel embarrassed to let people know that they've been laid off, to let people know that they've lost their job. But it's part and parcel of life, and nobody is an island. We're all here to help each other. So you should feel comfortable letting your network know that you're back on the market. And you never know what opportunities might come out of that. Somebody might know somebody who's looking. Somebody might be kind enough to send your resume to their HR, and you can get a job as a result of that. So if you figured out what you want to do, updated your resume, started being active on LinkedIn, informed your network, now it's time to start applying for jobs. So depending on where you are, there are different job boards that are popular in different regions. Just figure out what works depending on where you are. You can use Indeed, JobStreet, even LinkedIn is a great place. So spend a good amount of time online researching which companies are hiring. I always recommend to my clients to use the job boards to see which company is hiring. Once you've figured out that company A, B, and C are hiring, go to company A, B, and C's websites and apply directly from their website so that your resume will automatically go to their applicant tracking system. It's so important, and I can't stress this enough. When you are applying for jobs, don't just go on LinkedIn or Indeed and apply everything. Make sure you know what you want and you're making targeted applications. I know you're unemployed, but that doesn't mean that you just go for everything. Have some pride and be selective with the opportunities you're applying for. And before you apply, make sure, again, like I mentioned, that you're updating your resume. Look at the job requirements. Look at your resume. Is it aligned? You want to make sure that some of the keywords on the job description appear on your resume so that your resume can pass the applicant tracking system. If you're unemployed, you honestly don't have any excuse. You can't say, oh, I don't have time to start updating my resume and matching it to the job description. You're unemployed. Looking for jobs is your new full-time job until you get a job. So make a schedule for yourself. Don't just spend the day in bed or watching Netflix or doing nothing. Wake up in the morning like everybody else. Make your breakfast. Maybe spend the first part of your morning on LinkedIn, networking, connecting with people. Then spend the second half of your morning on job boards. Then take your lunch. Spend the first half of the afternoon researching companies. Maybe the second half of the afternoon doing some personal development, reading, taking a course or something just to keep you busy. Losing your job is also a great opportunity to work on some of the passion projects you've had, but maybe didn't necessarily have the time to work on. Unless you're on maternity leave, having a long gap in your resume is not such a great thing. So one of the ways you can close that gap is to look for volunteer opportunities. Chances are if you go for an interview, they will ask you, so what have you been doing since you lost your job? What have you been up to for the past couple of weeks? And if you've been volunteering, guess what? You have something to say. A way you can answer that is saying, I've been volunteering. I don't want to just rush into the first job I get. I'm waiting to find the right opportunity, and whilst waiting, I've been volunteering at XYZ place. You don't even need to volunteer every single day from 8 to 5. You can volunteer a couple of hours a week or a couple of hours a day. It's up to you. I decided to give you a bonus, and that is to speak positivity over your life. We have dominion, power, and authority to speak things into existence. So make that a part of your daily routine. Whatever you want to see happening for yourself, speak it into existence. I have sticky notes everywhere in my apartment so that anytime I go to the bathroom, I walk into the kitchen, I look at myself in the mirror. I want to constantly be reminded of the things that I want to see happen in my life, and I want to speak them. Always remember that a closed mouth doesn't get fed, so start speaking what you want to see. Thank you so much for watching. As a recruitment consultant, I speak to people who've been laid off, who've been fired, who lose their jobs on a daily basis. And I realize that the world of work is changing and people are getting laid off more frequently. So I believe this is something that we should be talking about. If you found this video helpful, please leave me a like and a comment. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel already, please do so. See you in the next video.